1.
Welcome back to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. I'm your host, Vaughn, and this is episode 14. Shout out my dog, Mike, and shout out my dog, Baby Joe, for pulling up and joining me here again on this lovely red couch. We got a few quick announcements before we dive into this episode, so if you are tuning into this and watching this, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button, man. How many views y'all want to get on this, man? How many likes? How many likes? Let's start off with the likes. How many likes we need on this?
I want at least 10,000 likes.
10,000?
I was gonna say like 5,000.
Oh, all right, 5,000.
10,000.
People be busy. It's good.
Man, we reaching up for the stars, yo. We reaching for the stars, and we need 10,000 likes on man. F that. We need 20,000 likes, man. Let's get us up to 20,000 likes. Make sure I hit that subscribe button. And again, shout out to my boy, Baby Joe, and Mike for pulling up and joining me at the lunch table. But as I was saying, we do got a few quick announcements. So make sure y'all stay tuned for the rest of the video. With the first announcement, man, as mentioned in episode 9, I'm sorry we took so long to get to this point. But don't worry about nothing, we're here. And we, like I said before, for emotion. We're making moves to live streaming, man. We're making moves to live streaming, so make sure y'all follow us on Twitch at The Lunch Table 24. And subscribe right here on YouTube, because we'll also be going live on YouTube. We're going live on both. So don't worry about nothing, man. It's only up from here. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. I forgot I added sound effects to my damn keyboard, bro. Y'all done heard it all, man. Let's see what that was. We see, it's live footage over here. Oh. Hey man, we look. Hey man. Let's not get off track. But what's your whole take on this Florida State University shooting, bro? That just happened yesterday. And for those of you who don't know, before y'all go into it, for those of you who don't know, there was a mass shooting yesterday at Florida State University where it left multiple people injured, and at least one or two, I believe, passed away. Two people passed away. Yeah, man, that's super sad, bro. Super sad. My heart goes out to the families that were affected by this, and the people that still made it out of this, that's a blessing. I'm praying for each and every last one of y'all. Yeah, man, what's your whole take on that?
I feel like for me, it was really, scary? Because like I told you, I was just scrolling on TikTok, and then the Detroit Lions cornerback, Terran Arnold, he posted a TikTok, and he was in his car, and a lot of police passed by him, and then he said it was a shooting at Florida State. I'm like, Florida State? You can't be talking about Florida State in Florida, you feel me? That sounds dumb. But in Florida State, so I look at the news, I say Florida State shooting, and then it says it's an active shooter, about 10 people shot, 2 dead already confirmed. I'm like, I don't know. It just seems like, I'm not going to say it's often, but I don't know what's going on in the world, but it's getting scary when it comes to these school shootings. Like, people really feel so comfortable to go into the school and just let their emotions go.
I mean, what do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from, like, the home, like, from people bullying them at school? Where do you think it stems from? Or just people just crashing out?
I really feel like it depends on the person. So it might be subjective. Like, this person might be bullied a lot.
Right.
This person might be something with the family. This person, like, some families might breed that, like, I don't know if you ever encountered somebody, but they seem like they always feel with anger for no reason. Mm-hmm. There's people out there like that that's teaching their kids always be mean to this person or be mad. Nobody not gonna have your back, so they just feel like that. And then they get their hands on the gun. All you gotta do is press the trigger one time and somebody gone. And it's scary how accessible guns are nowadays to underage kids, especially.
So you think we should change the gun laws?
I think we should. I think we should be more stricter on it, because how easy it is for these kids or people to have a gun or get access to a gun is crazy. Or even like Call of Duty and all these games. I'm not gonna lie, I played Call of Duty and everything growing up, bro. I know about bullets, the different types of guns at like 12, 14, 13, and that's not something that you need to be feeding into a child.
So that's what I'm saying. So you think it, like, where I was going with that is, I believe that it stems from your household.
Yeah,
it starts there. If you allow your kid to play Call of Duty, at 10, 12, 11, whatever the age may be, if you allow him to play those type of games, and watch that type of stuff on TV and on YouTube and stuff, whatever, then that's on you. Your kid is following what you're teaching them.
I get what you're saying, but a lot of times I feel like it's stuff that you can't control. Like, it takes a village to raise a kid. So when that kid goes to school, you get at lunch, that's where everybody decompress, they tell everything. So one kid at the table will be like, I just got this new Call of Duty, we shooting 7.62s, all this and that. I had a kill streak. Now he at the table. So it's like, I feel like it's stuff you can do at home, but you can't control everything, because once that kid steps outside, he's going into the world, you're not there with him 24/7. So it's give or take for me.
I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna go against what you said, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna agree with Vaughn. It starts at home, because a lot of these kids don't have a way to express themselves. A lot of these kids don't have a way to communicate how they feel. If they're getting bullied, they don't know who to talk to. If they're getting picked on, they don't know who to talk to. If they feel a type of way, they don't know how to express themselves. I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot of young parents nowadays. So it's like y'all both learning at the same time. And I'm gonna speak from personal experience. My mom had me fairly young. She had me before she was 18. She's learning, and she's trying to learn and be a parent at the same time. So I didn't have that I'm not gonna say accessibility, because my mom did the best she can, and I'm grateful for her. But it's kind of hard when you're a young parent raising a young child and they don't know how to express themselves to you. If you're not able to express yourself to your parents, and that's home. Your parents is home. So if you can't express yourself to your parents,
where can you do it?
Yeah. Nah, I definitely agree with that. Like, cause you gotta think, kids are like sponges in a sense.
Facts.
They soak up and learn. I know some kids who learn faster than adults. So whatever you give them, or whatever you instilling in their mind and in their brain, that's what they soaking up, and that's what they're gonna do. So for a kid to even know how to like unload and load a gun and pull the trigger, take it off for safety, whatever, that's just sick within itself. Like where are they learning that from? Where are they seeing this stuff at? So it's like, like as a parent, you should put those type of restrictions on their phones, on like so they don't have access to that stuff.
It's hard.
I do agree with you when you say like you don't know your kid till they walk out that door.
Facts.
So it's like when they leave your house, or what they're not doing in the house, they probably doing the opposite outside when they leave your house. Think about it. Growing up, we didn't grow up cursing in our households, and but we around our friends and we just chilling. We at the lunch table, whatever. We all in there cussing up a storm, saying a bunch of stuff that we wouldn't do in front of our parents.
Right.
So I do believe it does start at home, bro. It does start at home. And like to touch back on what you said, how kids, it's hard for them to express themselves. Do you think that stems from like men trying to put on this facade, this I'm so tough facade, and just like just wear that everywhere they go?
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna be honest. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty. Walk around with my chest out, and hey, if I could be dead hurt, dead upset, but if I walk around with my chest out, you feel me? Oh, I'm this tough guy. This and the third. It's hard to express myself, bro. Like I ain't finna walk around with my chest out with the homies, and then we out in public, and then as soon as we get in the car, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, my heart broken, bro. Like this girl done tried me, bro. Like we already having a good time. I done kept this facade on this long. Might as well keep it going.
Okay, so did you grow up with both parents?
Yeah.
You grew up with both parents?
At like 14, they split up.
Okay. Do y'all think, and do y'all believe, like, a man being absent from a child's life can change the child for the worse?
Absolutely. 100%.
You need both parents.
Facts. I feel like both parents makes everything easier, because as a person, we go through a lot in itself. Like, we got work, people got kids. I ain't got kids, but you got other obligations that you have to do, and you have to split your percentages. So I feel like when a mom, like let's say one day a mom come home, she tired, it's a single mom. She come home, she tired, she still got to make her food for the kids. She still got to make sure their homework done, their uniform done, and everything before the day. But if the dad is there it just makes stuff easier. They can work as a team, and she could work more on what she's good at. Let's say if that's emotional or cooking, whatever it is, or the man could be good at cooking. But I feel like when they're both there, it's easier to split the jobs because when you have less duties, you could put more effort into it.
Right.
So that's just how I feel.
Wherever the opposite is slacking at, you pick that up.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's what a relationship is.
For sure.
I agree. I definitely agree. It's very difficult to do it by yourself.
So why do y'all think we as men wear that "I'm so tough" facade? Like, where does that come from? Like, why do we always gotta like be like, oh, nothing can hurt me, like, where we don't want to share our true emotions in front of our friends or in front of our loved ones, family members, girlfriends, even at that, you know?
Why? How we was raised, bro. We was raised on the era of you gotta be a man in the house, you gotta take care of everything. Crying is for girls. You're a guy. I ain't gonna lie, like I'm gonna just speak on me personally. I can't speak for everybody else, but me personally, me and my dad grew up together. Me and my dad, I was his first son. You feel me? He was always in my life since I was born. But me and my dad,
sorry, man. Keep going, bro.
No, you good, bro. But me and my dad don't have that connection, so it's like it's hard to rebuild that connection after the fact because of the simple fact of he was there, but he wasn't there, if that makes sense. My dad was there every day of my life, but he wasn't there when I needed that male figure. I'll go to my mom or I'll go to my granddad about things before I go to my dad. And that became difficult for me because I got older, I'm an adult now, and I told my dad, like, yeah, bro, like, growing up, you wasn't the person I could talk to. And that came from him not having a father. Like, and then it came from, like, for us as men, it's hard to be a father not having a father figure in our life. Because for us, it gets to the point where we'll have a dad, but it's hard to have a father. It's hard to be a father if all you had was the dad. So it's like you don't know how to give that kind of love. You don't know how to give that kind of presence. Like, my dad's there, but he wasn't there, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. No, I kind of grew up, you know, like where I didn't know how to go to my dad for a lot of stuff, you know, like where the places I needed answers to, you know, I felt like I couldn't go to them sometimes, you know, where I would be like, oh, I'll go to my mom could help me. But once I got to, like, you know, I'd say about 23 to where I'm at now, you know, that's why I was like, oh, I need my pops. You know, my mom could teach me how to be a man, how to be a boy and a teen, but my pops could only teach me how to be a man. I can't learn how to be a man from my mom, you know. So, like, from 23 to 26, I'm like, okay, now I'm going through this, you know. Oh, I need to go to my pops. If my homies can't answer the question, yeah, I need to go to my pops. You know, my pops probably been through this already. He's more wiser than us, you know, because he done seen more, you know. So it's like now, like, man, my pops like my best friend, bro. I talk to him every single day, call him every day, like, call him for anything, you know. We just rotate. It's like, I feel like having that, like, I couldn't imagine not having the pops, you know. I couldn't imagine. It's like, yeah, your mom, she'll give you all the love you want. All the love you want. Just because you feel in the moment that your dad not loving you because he's disciplining you, that don't mean he doesn't love you. He's disciplining you with love. If he did not discipline you and allow you to do whatever you want, you lost. You'll be a lost cause. You'll be a lost cause, bro. So I do believe, I say all that to say, man, I do believe, you know, having a father figure in your life is very important. It's very important.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say something about what you said. You were saying you feel like it might be challenging to give what you didn't get. But I was going to say, Vaughn, remember we were talking about this outside. Generational curses, it starts with us. Like, we have to break that. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but what you didn't get or what you was missing, try your best to like implement that on your seeds or your kids. Excuse me, if that makes sense.
Nah, for sure. That definitely makes sense. My bad, brother. Sorry, I had to make sure y'all still going. But nah, that definitely makes sense. You gotta break them generational curses, bro. You gotta break them generational curses. Just because you grew up a certain way, you know, your folks might have grew up a different way, but they grew up somewhat the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they gotta stop somewhere.
Exactly.
It can't just be a repeated cycle. You know, that stuff gotta stop somewhere. You gotta stop.
I'm speak on that right quick. Cause with my dad, I'm gonna be honest. My granddad passed when my dad was young. So my dad never had a father figure in his life. It was just him and my grandma. So when it came to him raising the boy, it was hard. Like it was tough love. And I told him straight up, it was just tough love. But for me, I knew what I wanted from him.
Mm-hmm.
And as an adult, it took me to be an adult to realize what I wanted from him. To realize, okay, like I'm not going to try and force that now because my dad's up there in age. It's kind of hard to try and change a grown man.
Right.
But I just know what I would and wouldn't do for my son if I was to have one. You feel me? Like,
Right.
Even not even just stopping at a son. My kids, period, my son or daughter, I know how to go about it based on what I wanted to receive. You feel me? Because my mom gave me everything I wanted, but my dad, he was there, but he wasn't there.
Nah, for sure. Nah, I definitely agree with that for sure. Like I always told myself, you know, like how, cause you know I know I didn't grow up the same way my parents grew up. You know, they had it worse than me. You know, but I always told myself like, once I had kids of my own, bro, it's a whole nother route. Like I was telling y'all before we started this, you know, like I don't plan on cursing around my children. You know, I grew up around my folks cussing up a storm. To where now, like I use the same language and I cuss like a sailor, and it's like nah, that gotta stop because I don't want my kids to grow up and like when they out with their friends, they just cussing up a storm or you know, eventually they don't know how to hold a conversation without cursing. Like it took me a long time to do that, bro. It took me a long time to do that to have like a full blown conversation without cursing and stuff. But it took me a long time to like get that done. I would say probably till I was like 21, probably like 22, 23. Real deal.
I'm still working on it. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I got a question for y'all. When do y'all think men hit like their peak moment in life?
Peak moment regarding what exactly?
Just everything. Like when do you think a man fully masters being a man? Like understands what it is to be a man, what it's meant to be a man.
Well, I feel like you won't really be able to hit that moment because being a man comes with different things. Being a man, you could be a father. Being a man, you could be a husband. Being a man, you could be a boss, a leader. It comes with a lot of things that, under that, I guess, the pretense of being a man. It's a lot that comes with it, so you can't just kind of be like, we're all constantly learning. That's basically what I'm saying. We're constantly learning. We won't know how to be a father until we are. We won't know how to be a husband until we are. We won't know how to be a leader until we are. Until we have to lead somebody. We have to lead not by intimidation, but by being there, showing up, having someone wanting to follow us. It's kind of hard vaguely saying, like, when does a man be a man? Because it's like, it comes with a lot. Mm-hmm. Being a man is a vague thing, but it also isn't at the same time. Like it's categories that's very specific, but it also is very vague. Because you could be like, oh, you could be a man to hold the door for a lady. You could be a man to help a lady that you see on the side of the road. Because because I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm guilty of it. We see someone on the side of the road, we're not gonna pull over every time.
Right.
We're not. We see someone putting groceries in their car, we finna just park and go. We're not finna sit there and help them with their groceries. Like, that's why it's like someone to be like, oh, you're not a man, let me help them instead. Oh, you're not a man, let me pull over and help them change their tire. You feel me? Like, it varies depending on who you ask. So being a man is kind of a vague thing. it's very direct, but it's also very vague depending on who you come in contact with when it comes to being a man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was here thinking, what age could you experience everything? But the way life works, you could get anything at any age.
Anything thrown at you, bro. Anything thrown at you.
I started work. I had my first job at 14. I learned when I was driving on the highway. I think I was like 19, and my tire popped. Like that shit, it bursted. So I had to go all the way to the right lane and change it while on the highway. So it's a lot of shit. It's like some people have kids at 16, 18. So it's like, what age is a man to you? Because you know they say midlife crisis, that's around 50. That's where men feel like at that age, if they didn't do everything they were supposed to do, they kind of like depressed or sad. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't feel like there's an age you could put on that. It's more of a what you've been through and what you overcame, if that makes sense. I feel like what makes you a man is what you overcame and what you carry on your shoulders. You feel me? You being a man, you got to carry, what's his name? David Goggins. Who gonna carry the boats? You feel me? You got to carry stuff, and it might go from what you said earlier, be tough, put on a facade a little bit, but it's more of a like endurance and breaking through stuff. You feel me? That's what I think of a man.
So now I got a question regarding that now. So when you say come through breaking stuff and like getting that, I'm just put it as getting that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like someone, all right, so now my question to you is, one of your examples, you had a flat tire at, how old you said you were? 19.
Yeah.
So if someone 25, 26, never experienced a flat tire, they don't know how to change the tire. Now my question to you is, would you look at them and be like, dang, like, bro, you not really a man. Like, why you don't know how to change the tire at 25, 26?
I see where you're going with that.
Funny. Go ahead.
I definitely see where you're going with that. Me personally, I don't think I would look at them differently because I had a similar situation like you. I wasn't 19, but I was about 22, and I had to call one of the homies like, help me put on a donut, you know. And I'm just like, damn, nigga, like I feel less of a man right now. I gotta call somebody else to help me, to assist me with putting on something simple as a tire. You know, I know some women out here who could do that in 30 seconds. Yeah. I'm over there like amazed. So I definitely see where you going with that. But
you know what's crazy about that? Before I learned that, I was like 18. Like when I first joined PBM, Marcus, I had a flat tire. He taught me how to fix a tire, change it off, and put the spare on. And the funny thing about that too, I went on a trip to Orlando this January with a couple of my CBs. And when we were like 15 minutes from his house leaving, the tire popped. And them boys didn't know how to do it. So I told them boys, you feel me, put on the parking brake, you feel me, so it don't move and everything, and switch this, switch that. So it's like, I feel like as a man, you got to pass things down too, no matter what your age is.
You know, a lot of men, I'm going to ask y'all this before I even say that. You on the Toolbox? Or tools?
I need one. I'm starting mine.
At the crib. I got a Toolbox at the crib.
You know, most men don't own the Toolbox, and they say you're supposed to own the Toolbox as a man, like just in case anything breaks down. Like, do you have a jack in your car?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. What about a spare?
Yeah, I got a spare. Yeah.
I don't have a spare.
You don't?
Don't have a spare.
But
no.
I ain't like
mandatory.
That's mandatory when you. I feel like if you have a car, you should have a spare. Mandatory.
Bro, I think I used my spare already.
You used it already,
and they didn't put it back.
I don't think I put it back.
You got to keep that with you.
Gotta keep
one.
I'm gonna fact check after this video. But I swear it's supposed to be in your trunk underneath.
I
don't think I got one, bro.
You don't think you got one, or you haven't checked?
I used it for sure.
I know you used it, but did you check after they put it? After they?
Nah, I did not.
They finessed you probably.
Ain't gonna lie, they told that donut where you gotta go. I don't know how long ago it was, but you gotta go back.
That was years ago. Man.
But it's funny you say the Toolbox thing though, cause like I recently bought a drill December, and I bought like screwdrivers and everything. I just don't have the compartment.
No, why you going that way?
So I'm still working on getting that.
Just duck. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I don't want this thing made it so damn difficult.
Not good. But I need a tool, but I feel like that's like a man thing for real. I'm not saying it's like you gotta do that, but growing up, every time I see somebody knowing what they're doing, and then man, they got a toolbox. They got.
Where do you think that like Toolbox shit came from? Like, where did that shit start at? Like, who Who made that? Like, oh, you need a toolbox in order to be a man.
I don't know. I feel like it stems from like blue collar jobs, honestly. Like men,
Mechanics and shit.
yeah, like there was a mechanic, there was a custodian, or there was like a technician type. So they'll always fix stuff. They doing overtime, or they even in the factory. You feel me? If you're in the factory, you got a toolbox.
You got a toolbox.
So I feel like
some man back they used to carry their toolbox and their lunchbox in the same hand. You know, they got some Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Cartoons built off of technicians and shit, you know, where you gotta have a toolbox. You know, that shit crazy. I was actually curious about that. So you know how we said earlier, you know, as men, we put on this facade that we're just so tough, you know, and like nothing phases us and everything like that. As a man, how often do you think men should cry? Or before you answer that, when was the last time you cried? It's a serious question. Look, see, this.
I knew you was gonna ask this. That's why I started laughing.
It's a serious question.
Probably say like a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
Was it a cry because you were sad, or was it like a cry because you was like happy? You know, like was it a joyful cry, or was it a sad
Nah, it wasn't
cry?
a joyful cry. It was one of those like frustrated, but you still gotta push through. You feel me? At the end of the day, the job gotta get done. That's just how it be. So it's just like a emotional release and back to work.
Did you feel bad after you cried?
No, I didn't feel bad. I feel relieved after I cry. Honestly, I feel like if you cry and you feel bad after that, that's not something you should do or should feel like, because when you cry, that's just you being in touch with your emotions. Honestly, I feel like the more you cry, the more you're in touch with yourself and realizing that I'm feeling this way or I'm feeling that way. Like most of the time, people keep that stuff in, and at the end of the day, you keep this stuff in, you sweeping it under the rug, it's gonna be a bigger mess.
So when was the last time you ever cried? Like, have you ever cried in public before? Like in front of people, and
I don't
somebody
cry
see you
in
cry?
public, boy. That was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and that was on accident. Like I ain't mean to do that.
And did you felt like some type of way about yourself afterwards?
I feel like I did. I feel like I slipped up. That's not something I should have did. Not saying cried, but I just don't know. It's maybe it was how I raised or something, but as a man, you just can't let people see you like that.
And that shit crazy to me, bro. Like that's actually crazy to me, because as men, we should be able to express our emotions. Like, you know, when we see a woman cry, we don't look at them, we don't judge them.
That's true.
Like, oh, that's natural, you know. She just intertwined with her emotions, you know. She's expressing her emotions. When men cry, I feel like we take a whole different viewpoint on this. Like, oh man, that nigga, he a hoe, he a bitch. Like, he's soft. Like, why is this nigga crying? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, get that together. Like, toughen up. Like, you know. And that shit's so crazy, bro. As man, you should be able to express yourselves. You should be able to, you know, share your emotions, you know, with whoever, in front of whoever. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't think about, oh damn, this person just see me cry. Like, oh, I wonder what they think about me, or like, you know, like, damn, let me try to cover myself up so nobody see me like this, you know. Yeah. It's like after you cry, man, like you said earlier, you know, you should feel relieved. It should be a sense of relief after that. You shouldn't be still stuck and still sad and be like, damn, like I feel like crying again. But if you gotta cry again, get it out. Let it all out. You know, have that moment with just you and God, and you just let it all out, bro. Like with yourself, you know, just let it all out, bro. Just let it all out. While you was away, bro, I asked him the question. You know, when was the last time you cried as a man?
Last time I cried, I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna say last year, bro.
Last year?
Yeah, I gotta say last year. Last year was probably the last time I cried. I ain't gonna lie. It was more so everything built up, trying to put everything to the side, like not trying to let things show what I'm going through on my sleeve. You feel me? I don't wear my heart on my sleeve. And that's based on me personally. It was based on how I was raised. It was more so me being the first boy. Oh, boys don't cry. Boys don't do this. Boys don't do that. You feel me? So I kind of grew up boxing my emotions. But I had young parents, and it was hard being able to express myself after all these years of, oh, we're not supposed to feel this way. We a man. We a guy. We're a boy. Boys don't cry. Boys don't show emotion. Boys don't do this. Boys don't do that. Men don't do that for sure. You feel me? Like, everything was always put to the side. Cared about the outward appearance more than the inward feelings. For me.
Nah, you said some valid points, bro. I say for me, bro, last time like I boo-hoo cried and like just let everything out. Like earlier this year. It was this year for sure, sometime this year, bro. Like I was just like, man, like you said earlier, frustrated with myself, you know, like I don't like where I'm at, no, I'm better than this, you know. And it just, bro, just all built up emotions, just dealing with a lot, you know. I also had some other stuff, you know, that was going on. I was just like, man, I'm frustrated. You know, I'm frustrated. Like I know everything that I'm thinking about, most of it is controllable, some ain't. And it's just like I just let it all out. Just let it all out. Like you just said, but afterwards, bro, I felt fine. But it was like a thought in the back of my head, like, damn, nigga, like, why did you just cry, bro? Like, you saw, like, what's going on, you know? Like how both of you said, you know, just how you was brought up, how you was raised, you know, you raised boys ain't supposed to cry. And, you know, that shocks me that, you know, we all had the same answer when it came to that. Like, you know, when you're growing up, you're taught that you're not supposed to be crying. You're taught boys don't cry, men don't cry. You're holding in all your emotions. You're bottling in all your emotions. So it's like, damn, when does that break? Like, why do we teach our kids this? Why are we telling them like, hey, tighten up, man? Boys don't cry, like toughen up. You know, get up and keep going. Like,
and we was raised in 3 different places, I think.
3 different places, bro. 3 different places. Tampa, Miami, Broward. 3 different places, bro. You know.
I got a question for y'all now.
What's up?
Do you think how y'all raised affected y'all emotional comprehension growing up?
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure?
For sure. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
hell
now,
yeah, like,
do you feel like it negatively impacted y'all?
I say, yeah, for sure. Only because it's like we were just saying, you know, I didn't like people seeing me emotional. I felt weak, you know, when I really shouldn't care. Like, I should feel stronger that I'm feeling this way. It's emotions is a natural thing. Everybody goes through them. It's not one person in this earth who can say they never went through an emotion, you know, whether you're happy, you know, sad or whatever. When you're happy, you want everybody to see you. Like, oh, look, I'm up. You know, like, yeah, look at me. But when you're sad, you try to close the door. You know, you don't want nobody seeing you. So it's just like, yeah, bro, like, for sure, I do believe, you know, growing up did change, like, the way I think, you know, emotionally and stuff, and my emotional feelings.
I would say for me, yeah, the same. But I would say it's positive and negative at the same time. Cause like growing up, I done heard a lot of stuff, but I feel like that gives me tough skin, and I look at that as a positive way. You feel me? Because in this world, you get a lot of stuff thrown at you, like we said earlier. So especially as a black man, you feel me? Like I've been handcuffed before, and I'm not saying it like I expected that to happen, but I already knew like the instructions, and you feel me? Because growing up, that's stuff that they educated us on. So just the stuff that I've been through growing up, it helped me prepare myself for other things that might come up, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you said, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask that too. You said as a black man, you know, you got handcuffed or whatever. As a black man, do y'all fear for y'all life? Do y'all have a sense of fear in y'all heart when it comes to like the police approaching you, or you know, do you feel like your life is in danger in those moments? Did you feel like your life was in danger in that moment?
In that moment, I would say yes, but I would say at the same time I wasn't as worried, if that makes sense, because I know at the end of the day God is in control. You feel me? And right. I know because the situation, I didn't do anything wrong. Like me and my friend, we were coming from like a kickback in college. So we just driving at dark time with hoodies on, and they told us, they flashed us down, told us pull over the car. So we pulled over. Then they told us like, you need your license, step out the car, you fit a description. Then they put us in one car. They put me in one car, they put him in the other car. And it's like, we don't know what's going on. But we know we didn't do anything. So like, a situation like that, I wasn't really worried because I know I didn't do anything wrong.
See, in my life, bro, I think I only got stopped by the police like 3 times. You know, the first time I was a young boy, probably like 11, 10 years old. And the second one, I was a teen or whatever, where it's Halloween, me and the homies, we just running around chasing each other with masks, and we just run up, just doing dumb shit, young shit, you feel me? Just young shit. And we was in a predominantly white neighborhood or whatever, and the police got called. The police got called, and it was like, oh yeah, we hear that there's some kids running around with masks on. This time we didn't have our masks on, but some kids running around with masks on, chasing people, taking candy, this and that. We're like, hold on. We ain't do all that now. Like, y'all adding stuff, now we know we did run after each other, but like, we ain't chase no kids, we ain't chase nobody, we ain't steal no candy. Like, we all play football, bro. We in school, we play football. We don't get into no trouble, but they all automatically start describing us as some shit we didn't do. One of the homies get put in handcuffs, put down, like sit on the floor or some more shit, yeah, because it was just some bullshit. And then like the last time, bro, from that situation, like around this time, like 18, 19 or whatever, experiencing that situation, I'm scared, like, I'm nervous now. Police pulled me over because I'm speeding, bro. That new AI Youngboy just dropped. It's 2017, bro. I'm in that sliding, and I'm just driving, bro, sliding. I remember the shit I did yesterday. I was in Minnesota. I'm driving, bro. The police pulled me over. I'm like, oh, this is my first time ever getting pulled over. So as soon as he walked up to the car, I got my ID out already. I pulled it out before he even let me see your license and registration. I'm like, oh no, I don't want him to, do anything crazy. I think I'm doing anything crazy, and I'm not from here. As soon as he see my license, he's like, they drive this fast in Florida? I'm like, I didn't know how to answer that, And then he goes on and be like, you want to tell me how fast you going? I'm like 50, 65. And I'm in a minivan at that. Bro say, try again. Try 92. I said, 92? 92. I'm like, 92? He said
crazy.
92 in the 55. 92 in the 55.
In the minivan.
In a minivan. On God.
I don't like it.
On God.
I don't like it.
Bro, I got a $380 ticket.
You took it to court?
Yeah, nigga, I'm from Florida. I ain't going back to Minnesota. I ain't gonna fight that.
That is true.
I said, fuck it. But see, at that time, I didn't know that you could ask to see a speedometer. You could really ask questions or whatever. I didn't know that. So I'm just like, damn. It was another time too. It was 4 times actually. I just thought about it right now when I got pulled over again. We was at a red light. I had the high beams on. Mind you, the homies was doing their thing in the whip, whatever, they were doing their thing. And I had the high beams on because the lights was low. So I busted left. I'm right by my crib. It's like 4 in the morning. We just came from Sarasota. Police pulled me over. Woo! He right in front of me. I'm like, damn. Pulled over. It's like 5 of us in the whip, all black. Tell us, he was like, hey, let me see your license, whatever. Boom. Give him the license. He walk off. He come back like 2-3 minutes later. We need all y'all to step out the car. Like, what? Like, what's going on? Next thing you know, 4 more cop cars pull up.
That's how it was with me.
I'm like, bro, what is going on? Like, they like, what? We didn't do nothing. They're like, oh, we're just checking the car. We smell marijuana. I'm like, what? But they ripped the whole seats up. I'd never seen nobody destruct a car that simple and that quick ever in my life, bro. To that day, bro. They ripped everything up. Stuff that I didn't even know could come up. I'm like, bro, what the hell? They didn't find nothing, thank God, because we didn't do anything like that, But
they put it back?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. They put it back. Okay. They put it back, but like, we telling them and stuff. We like, man, we all in college. We go to school. We go here. We go here. Some of us play sports. Some of us on this path. We just doing things. They're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, but we still got such a car. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, bro. But
I got a question.
What's up?
Alright, so at our age now, let's say, I'm gonna say about 5 years, we have kids, right? Mm-hmm. We drop the kids. are we going to teach them how to deal with cops?
Of course, that's mandatory.
So now my question is, how would you tell your kids how to deal with cops?
So I'll say yes and no. Like, well, I'm gonna say yes. I'll say yes. You know, always do what they say. Don't try to back talk them. You know, don't try to get bold with them, rowdy or anything for them to put you in cuffs or put you in somewhere else.
Okay.
Don't do nothing like that. You know, but do whatever they tell you to do and just wait till I get there.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in the same city or if I'm around you or call me or something. You know, but I'll just say just have your guard up at all time. That's how I teach my kids. Just have your guard up at all time.
I'll say, of course, for me, especially if my child come out my complexion. You feel me? I'm a dark guy, but it's like, I don't know. It's just something that you have to say. Like, I've been in like 5,000 Role Models, which is like a club for black teens, professional development, all that type of stuff.
I was a part of some shit like that too.
Yeah.
Called Gentlemen's Club.
So we had to dress up with a red tie and everything. They teach you how to be a man.
Middle school,
elementary.
Same, that's crazy.
So in that one, they took us to like a yearly seminar. Every year at that seminar, they'll teach us how to interact with police. Like, you always make sure your hands 10 and 2. You have, like you said, you have your stuff ready to give to them. You answer questions and you leave it at that. No sass, no nothing. And I feel like with stuff like that, it makes the situation easier for us more than it does for them. You feel me? So
facts. And to like double back on or add on to what you just said, like I also wouldn't want I'm not gonna teach my kids to be scared of the police. Because at the same time, in a situation, if somebody's running into your house or you're home alone and something happens, somebody vandalizes your car, or you get into a situation where you need the police, I don't want you to be scared to where you just feel like you can never call them. Because I remember, bro, my first time ever calling the police, I was in a car accident. Like they say 911, how may I help you? I'm like, hold on, like, is this real? Like, I'm really talking to the police on the phone. Like, I just dialed 911, but I felt shot, and it's like I don't want my kids to feel that. I don't want them to feel like they can never call the police if they ever get into a situation of need.
It's a good thing you said scared, because I want my kids to be able to know their rights too. That's exactly a big part of it. Because a lot of times I feel like, I'm gonna say black people because we're black, but black people be scared and they allow police to do whatever. Like, the way police are, they're very tricky with what they say. So they say stuff like, will you allow me to search your car, instead of saying we need to search your car. If they say we need to search your car, that's an order. But if they say, will you allow me, they asking you. So they trying to see if you slip up on that. So I feel like knowing your rights and knowing how to interact with cops will eliminate all that at the beginning.
It's more so, like you said, not being scared. More so knowing your rights. And because my mom, I ain't gonna lie, my OG, she worked right across the street, BSO, bro. And she told me, shut up, like, whatever the cops say to do, just do it. If they're wrong, take it to court. They won't expect you to know, oh, you had me go outside of my rights. I'm taking this to court. But everybody just oh, nah, bro, you ain't finna tell me what to do, this, that, and the third. Pow. Now you on a shirt. They could have been dead wrong. Could have been 110% wrong. And you'll never know. You won't be able to tell your story.
Okay, so how do y'all think we break this generational curse with us just being, like you just said, just chest out and up? Like, how do y'all think we break that with our youth and with our kids when we have our own?
I say, first, knowing our rights, not being scared, but being prepared at the same time. And just realizing that they doing their job, but they also want to, well, I don't know about every single cop, but majority of cops, they just want us to send us about our day. You feel me?
Right, they don't want no trouble. They don't want to make their job harder than it is.
They got a job, but we got stuff to do. So let's just do our stuff easily so they can do their stuff easily. You feel me? But
for sure.
Me, I personally say, like you said, know your rights, for sure. But also, it's hard to do, but stay within the law. They ain't gonna mess with you if you ain't doing nothing wrong.
That's facts.
But if they do mess with you and you didn't do nothing wrong, everything in your favor.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes, bro, when I'm driving, and I shouldn't even feel like this way. Like, this is why I ask, like, when do we break this whole generational curse thing? Like, when I'm driving sometimes, bro, like, and I see the police get behind me, I make sure I change lanes.
You do?
For sure.
I don't.
For me, what I do, I be on point.
Oh, bro, I'm saying, like, you know, I make sure I change lanes. So, like, because if they change lanes with me, I know they're trying to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, if I change lanes and they just speed past me, I'm like, all right, I'm cool now. I can be myself. Like, I'm calm. But, like, sometimes, like, I'll be driving, even though I'm not doing nothing wrong. I couldn't be doing nothing wrong. Because even something little is on your phone, you know, breaking the law. So, it's like, I try to make sure I'm just sitting there and, like, you know, I'm up, keep looking up. Check the sides. I'm like, ooh, hold on. Hurry up, car passed by me. Let me get over. I get over, I see them pass by me. I'm cool, bro, because when you pull it over, bro, that shit is just, that should be just scary, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say, that's another thing of not being scared, because, like, sometimes I feel like when the cop get behind me, I don't want to move. I don't want to, right? Because if I move, they gonna think, why he moving out the way? I'm gonna move with him. You feel me? So, but that may be like me being black and what I've been through and what I encountered, but
paranoid.
Exactly.
Being paranoid.
Exactly.
Being paranoid.
Exactly.
I had a question for y'all, man. Did y'all ever have the talk with y'all pops?
No.
Nah.
Or moms?
No.
Nobody.
My mom,
my brother.
My old girl asked me one day, she was like, you having sex? I said, yes. The next day I came home. I think I was at school. No, I was at BC. I was at school, came to the crib. I had a box of condoms on my bed. I was like, oh, cool. Cool. I was buying my own condoms, but I was doing it, bro. I was doing the do. I never had to talk. I never had the bees and the birds and none of that.
Birds and bees. Nah, real shit. Nah, I never had that shit either, bro. And it's funny because I was just talking to my pops about it today. I'm like, hey, you know, we never had to talk, right? Mm. You know, I just had to clarify because sometimes I be forgetting some shit. So, like, bro, we ain't never had to talk, right? He's like, yeah, no, you know what? I never did have to talk with you. He was like, I think our first time ever talking about it for real was when you went out to college. He said, you'll never forget, like, we were down here. We grocery shopping or whatever. My mom, you know, we paid for everything. He paid for everything. She bounced off, and he like, hold on, wait, we gotta go back in the store. We gotta grab some. He didn't want to grab it from my mom, so he bought me a big ass box of condoms, bro. A big ass box. He like, yes, make sure you use these, man. Trying out these co-ed dogs. Make sure you use these. I'm like, all right, for sure, man. And that was, I guess, my official talk with my pops, you know. Mm-hmm. And with my brother, like, it's funny that you said that. Like, when my brother put me on, he put me on like the whole shebang. You know, he let me know what's this, what's that, whoop. And he just put me on, bro. He put me on beat, and that's how I really got in here for real, you know, and just knowing shit.
Now my brother put me on too. He put me on like talking. He just ain't put me on like film, like game stuff. So when it was game time, I had to experience myself. You feel me?
See, man, my brother, he was a ladies' man, bro, and bro was just like schooling me. Like, I'm seeing him around tons of women and this, that, and the third, and I'm just like, damn, hold on, he one of them. And bro used to just always tell me this, you know, always remind me, like, the worst thing a girl could say is what, y'all?
No.
You feel me?
You told me that before.
That's the worst thing it could say. Life goes on. A million no's can lead up to one yes.
Both of y'all got older brothers.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I was the older brother.
I'm that too. There's 4 of us. I got 2 twin sisters.
I don't have no oldest. I got older sisters.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but girls. But I'm the only boy. I'm the oldest boy. So it's like, for me, that talk never happened. I had older sisters. They was doing what they was doing. For me, it was more so, my mom asked me randomly, talking about my cousin. She was like, oh, my cousin was telling her how she was doing this, that, and the third. My mom called me all the way across the room. I'll never forget that day. Like, I'm in that bit playing Call of Duty, Kill Street. My mom screamed my name. I said, hold on. She said, no, come here. God dang. Dropped the controller. I think it was like a BO2, Black Ops 2, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, man. Let me see what OG talking about. Walking in. First thing she asked, you having sex? This is the first time my parents ever asked me about like anything like that. I'm like, yeah. She was like, how long you been having sex? It's been a little minute. Why? She was like, why you ain't tell me? All I knew, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about y'all boys. In elementary school, for me, they showed us like a whole like video VCR report, like a big TV rolling that bit out and everything, like showing us about sex ed.
Shit, I ain't had that in elementary school.
We got that. I'm talking about 5th grade year. Parents had to sign that bit and everything. Do you want your child to know about sex ed? My parents said yes. But yeah, after that, it was like, if you have sex, use the condom. You don't have sex with a condom, you getting the girl pregnant, you having kids. That's all, like, that's the only 2 things I got out of it. Use the condom. If you don't use the condom, you having kids straight up. Oh, don't want kids.
Right.
Can't even take care of myself. I'm barely making toaster shooters right.
Toaster shooters smack though.
They used to smack. But that be was hard.
The way I used to make, I guess I made them wrong, but the middle was always cold, bro.
Nah, mine was hot through and through.
And then I feel like the icing, it wasn't enough, bro. Like they used to be stingy with it.
See, I don't really
just that one little packet where you really be
you gotta use some of the other one.
See, I didn't really like care for like too much icing on my shit.
I had icing on that. That was good.
The icing was the best.
I don't even like icing on cake for real.
Oh,
I'm an ice cream cake.
So why would you eat cake then? What's the point?
I'm an ice cream cake. I eat ice cream cake. I don't eat regular cake,
I
bro.
fuck ice cream cake too, huh?
You said ice cream cake?
I don't eat regular cake.
I said you might as well eat bread. If you're not eating cake with icing. That's what the icing is.
You know, cause like, but you know, like how on cupcakes, bro, they be having all that damn icing at the top. I swipe that bitch off. I swipe that bitch off and keep going.
Hey, look, I thought that be whatever plate I'm eating. Look,
yeah, fuck no, bro. Smear that shit off. Hell no. You like cupcakes, like the icing on cupcakes?
I do.
That's a lot of icing.
I cut off the bottom and I put it on the top.
That's a lot of icing.
That's too much. That's
too much.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck did you just say?
You just got.
Wait, tell me. He said he cut off the bottom and put it at the top.
Yeah. Nigga make a sandwich? What the fuck, bro? This nigga making oatmeal egg pies. This nigga big back. This nigga was selling him, bro. That's crazy, bro.
I ain't never had a cupcake sandwich?
No.
Hell no.
I just told you what I do with the icing.
Bro, I've been making that since high school, bro. You cold.
I knocked the whole icing off the bed, bro. I'm not eating the icing, bro. Like,
bro, that's diabolical, bro. That is crazy.
No, bro, I don't want to see a picture, bro. No.
I got a picture.
I don't want to see a picture of it. What the fuck?
That's crazy, bro.
Shit.
You gotta send me that one.
I got you.
That's crazy.
Pretty patty.
Pretty patty.
That's what I call it. Bro, I never knew anybody who did some shit like that, bro.
But I'm not eating the icing, bro. I'm an ice cream cake eater.
I fuck with ice cream cake too.
I love me an ice cream cake.
I fuck with
Where's
ice
your
cream cake.
favorite place to get cake from? Like
Publix.
Smart guy.
Yeah. Oh, you cake that off.
Everybody knows some.
Publix. Like I said, I only eat ice cream cake.
So you get
I ain't gonna lie. Nah. My cousin, grandma, I ain't gonna lie. She used to make cinnamon cakes, red velvet cakes, and all that. She was a cake cooker.
Man, the best cake ever is red velvet cheesecake, hands down. I don't care what
I don't know about the cheesecake part, but that red velvet cake. Like I said, it used to be red velvet cupcakes with the cheesecake icing. A little Vaughn. Icing scoop.
Red velvet cheesecakes is gas, bro.
I don't like icing, bro. I'm not an icing either.
Y'all tripping.
You know, I heard red velvet is actually chocolate. It's just dyed red.
I don't care what it is. That be good. And I believe that too.
I ain't gonna lie, I look you believe that
too. Because I ain't gonna lie, I will mess up a chocolate cake before vanilla.
Hell no, I hate chocolate cake.
You're wild.
I hate chocolate cake, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I will tear up a chocolate cake.
I don't like vanilla cake. I'm not a cake eater, for real. If it's not
I ain't gonna lie, if I ain't gotta go cake, pound cake.
Okay.
You lost me.
Is that I can eat pound cake?
I can eat pound cake.
Y'all eat 7-Up cake? What is it? 7-Up?
7-Up
cake.
7-Up
What the heck is that?
What the
I think you make that.
Let me see.
What is the 7-Up cake?
7-Up pound cake? Is it 7-Up?
No.
I might be tripping.
never had a
I'm
7-Up
naming shit. I don't even know. Let's double check, man. Let's fact check.
7-Up cake?
But hold on. We gonna see, man. Let's
shut up and listen.
Check. 7-Up cake. Yeah, 7-Up cake.
I never heard of it.
I ain't tripping. Come on, man. It's like pound cake, yeah.
I never had a 7-Up. That's with the icing on it?
Look at
icing.
This nigga said, "Look, dry. You see that shit fire." Okay, hold on. I got a question for y'all, man.
What's up?
We back to As a Man. That's finna be the name of this episode, man. As a Man.
As a man.
Let's talk about it. As a man, Is it essential or is it a must for women to cook? To know how to cook?
Yes. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
say yes too.
I'm fat. Big boy like to eat. Not fat physically, but boy, I gotta eat. And I can't cook everything. I ain't no Chef Boyardee. I ain't no Gordon Ramsay. I could grill, but throw me on the grill. I grill anything, but grilling ain't enough. We need sides.
As a man, should men know how to grill?
At least burgers.
I'm still learning, so I can't answer the question.
You can't grill burgers.
As a man, a nigga should know how to grill.
I feel like
a man should know how to
this is
grill.
regularly heating up shit, right? You just
No.
Pretty much, you're just watching it.
I just never did it solo. That's what
Have you ever grilled burgers by yourself?
You could say that.
Have you ever grilled burgers by yourself? Now you can say that.
Yeah, it's a yes or no.
Like
yes.
nobody supervised.
Nobody-
Yeah, I did it before.
So you made burgers, people ate it, and it was
hot dogs, nigga. Hot dogs is
Hot
easy.
dogs is easy. You just
Hot dogs
Hot dogs is easy. I don't even eat hot dogs.
But that's training
Make
wheels.
everybody
Training
else.
wheels. Burgers and hot dogs. That's easy unless a nigga want to be picky out the group and be like, hey, I want my shit medium rare.
Yeah.
I want
You
my
lost
shit
me on
this
that.
way. Well done.
You lost me at that. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody getting well done burgers. Everybody getting well done. You tell me you want a medium well, you better go big yourself. Cause I'm not taking it off the grill when it's pink.
Hold on. Let's backtrack real quick before we get off this. As a man, you said your woman must know how to cook.
Oh, for sure.
Clean too?
I can help clean.
Okay, fair to say. For me, as a man, I do believe a woman should know how to cook.
At least size.
Like bro just said, I'm a fat nigga too. I ain't gonna lie, I love to eat. I'm very picky though. I'm very picky. I'm very subjective to what I eat. I'm very picky.
I'm not picky.
I'm picky. To my future wife, baby, please.
I ain't gonna lie. I got to the point where I used to
Please
buy
know
the,
how to cook, please.
I got to the point where I used to buy the instant rice. Well, you throw that bit in the microwave. I ain't gonna lie. I was.
Rice in the microwave is crazy. Rice in the microwave is
You throw
insane.
that bit in the microwave for a minute. You good?
Hell no. A minute? Nigga, what?
It's already warm. You're not putting it in the
Cooked
fridge.
rice, nigga.
It's already cooked. It's pre-cooked. That's what it's called.
The shit, instant rice, the shit that come in the little box.
No, it come in a container where you peel that bit, like crack it.
I ain't know this nigga think eat.
minute?
I'm thinking of the look. I'm thinking of the little cereal things.
Nah. You talking about oatmeal? Oh, not cereal, oatmeal.
No, nigga, the little mini cereal, the micro cereal.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The shit, the little grab and go shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's what the rice come in. I never seen no rice like that, bro.
Bro.
Instant rice.
You
nigga,
said
that's-
a minute?
A minute, nigga.
minute, bro.
I don't think no food that need to be
I know
cooked
it.
is a minute.
It's already cooked.
A minute.
I ain't gonna lie. I was struggling with the
A
rice.
minute is 60 seconds.
Yes.
There's no way.
Bro, look it up, bro.
I got to on that one.
Rice cooker.
Nigga, no, a rice cooker is different.
rice.
Yeah, rice cooker is different from instant rice, nigga. Instant rice, I thought it should come in a box.
Shut up and listen.
Let's see, instant rice. Comment below if y'all eat instant rice, bro. Nigga, shit's in a box.
No, this one.
Hell no, nigga, you eating this shit
I ain't gonna lie.
in the microwave?
Oh, that been 90.
Oh, that shit do say microwave and pouch.
90.
Oh hell no.
I said 70.
Oh hell no.
Bro, microwave that bit in the pouch,
Nigga,
bro.
what? That is insane, nigga. I would never.
I ain't gonna lie, when OG and old boy was at work,
Oh.
we figure something out.
Hey, I feel that. That's diabolical though, bro.
We had to figure it out, bro.
I'd have ate a peanut butter and syrup sandwich before
Y'all do
that.
peanut butter and syrup. I ain't gonna lie, hold on, now the question.
Peanut butter and syrup is.
Peanut butter and
That's
syrup is
hey.
diabolical. No, I did peanut butter jelly. I did.
You never had
I
peanut butter
did a
syrup?
little.
That's hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's a struggle, man.
No.
That's a struggle, man.
Let's talk about it then. What's your struggle, man?
Peanut butter and syrup.
My struggle was probably like protein shake and water. If that's a struggle, man.
Protein shake and
what?
Yeah.
That's a
That's
bougie ass struggle.
a boozy
That's a boozy?
protein shake.
Alright, let me.
The protein shake make
Nigga
it
eating
boozy.
phone-overs with y'all eat the butter the bread?
Yes,
No.
that's my struggle.
I don't eat that.
They making the whole sandwich with nothing but bread.
Eat that.
And he got one piece of meat.
Hey, bro, listen, growing up, bro, niggas used to definitely skip over like 2-3 breads.
I'm not grabbing in the second one.
Oh my
You will literally have 4 pieces of bread left in that.
nigga, bro, niggas really be like, boop, 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 boop.
Yes.
This one right here, these 2 right here. Let me grab this.
But I'm sorry, straight in the middle. My old girl used to get hot.
Oh, yeah,
I go
mine
straight to the
too.
middle.
Mine too.
I'm not
bro.
grabbing that bud.
Niggas definitely ate peanut butter and cereal, no, bro. Like peanut butter,
Cereal?
a fold over sandwich, yeah.
Mine was grilled cheese and cereal.
Bread too.
Well,
You can use too.
well, hey, sometimes, it's a struggle meal for a reason, nigga. Sometimes when you just ain't, you know.
Mine was a little grilled cheese and cereal.
So it wasn't the
Grilled
rice?
things. What?
That be actually good. Don't dog it till you try
You
it.
said grilled cheese and cereal?
Bro, listen. My homeboy told me this while I was in college, bro.
I ain't fucking with that one.
I ain't gonna lie, don't knock it till you try it, bro. I promise you, and I promise you. That bit is actually really good.
You had a lot of shit at the roof of your mouth.
That bit. Yeah.
Y'all know it's crazy though? I never had a grilled cheese before.
You know
Damn.
Nah.
Ooh.
I never had a
Grilled
grilled
cheese
cheese.
like you fire, bro. We only got bread and cheese in the
Only
house.
bread and cheese in the house.
Only bread and cheese
Yeah,
in
you
the
gotta
house.
do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do,
So, okay,
bro.
so if you only got bread and cheese in the house, what you making?
Me?
Only bread and cheese. I got eggs. I'm put eggs.
No,
on it.
nigga, he said bread and cheese.
Bread and cheese.
Then I gotta make a grilled cheese. What
But you
mean?
said you never made a grilled cheese, so if you only have bread and cheese,
Okay,
right, let's say
hold on. You say you made grilled cheese before. He never made grilled cheese. How you made your grilled cheese?
on the stove.
Okay. You ever threw the government cheese on the bread and toss that bitch in the microwave in 30 seconds? I got a grilled cheese.
Yeah. On the way to school, the bus coming, I ain't gonna lie. But that bitch, hey look, that bitch not smushed or nothing. The cheese hot, the bread warm, and we
Bro, that is
going.
that's burnt.
That bitch bubbly.
Bubbly, but that shit
It's
burnt
sometimes
out.
it just be burnt.
But hey, you grab the bread, you be like, ooh, that bitch hot, that bitch hot, ooh.
That's before I knew put that bitch on the stove.
Yeah, nah, real shit.
That was before I knew about it.
Had the whole kitchen smoky. Mama come out the room. Why the fuck is so smoky in this bitch?
Yeah. What you burnt?
What?
I burnt grilled cheese.
Bro, hey, that shit used to irritate me, bro. It was to the point to where nigga used to be scared to go in the kitchen. On me, bro. My parents, my folks, I don't know if y'all folks did this or if it's just a black thing or whatever, bro. Bro, my folks used to always come in the kitchen anytime a nigga cooking.
Just to
What?
see.
What you burnt?
Just
And
to see.
their excuses, what's burning?
What's
Bitch, I don't see no smoke. Like,
I don't see no smoke.
I don't smell nothing. I'm like, nigga, I'm just making me a burger. Like, nigga, like, damn, nigga, leave me alone. Like, bro, Ponzi's being that bitch. Yeah. Come in, Ponzi, like, what's burning? I'm like, man, like, he said like an asshole too. Like, what's burning? Like, nigga, bro, ain't nothing burning, my nigga. You know ain't nothing burning. Like, why you coming to be a pest right now, nigga? That shit, you just want to see what a nigga cooking and what the fucking nigga doing. That I ain't supposed to be doing at this moment, nigga. On me.
Now I think about it, my struggle meal might be bologna, like straight out the pack.
Oh, just bologna.
Bologna and cheese?
Just bologna.
No
Just bologna.
cheese.
No, just bologna.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I got you beat then.
What you got? You got spam?
Spam cold.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Mine was bologna with the little shredded cheese. We didn't have no bread.
On me,
We had a
nah.
little sliced cheese.
Roll him up.
Shredded cheese and roll that bit
Roll
up. Eat
him
that bit
up.
like a burrito.
Like a little burrito, roll him up.
I think I got you beat, bro.
On me, real.
I think
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Bologna straight though, Mike got me beat.
I used to eat, take the little red string off the bologna.
I used to eat that too.
There's no
That's
way.
wax, bro.
That's wax?
There's no fucking way.
So you saying
Hold
y'all
on.
never had hot sausage growing up? Y'all never had hot sausage growing up?
Yes. No,
Yeah,
that's different.
No,
not
that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
That's all the
I promise
same
you.
thing, bro.
Bro, it literally
Right?
said it on the bologna that the red thing is wax.
Nigga, what?
It's wax.
Everybody take that shit off.
So you telling me like some people cook the bologna? When you cook, you gotta
When
take
you
that off?
take the red off, you have to.
Mike,
take the red
we
wrap
can't be
off.
talking about the
I
same
think I ate
thing.
that. I was a child.
No, there's no way, bro. There's no
I think
way.
I did.
You
I'm not
couldn't
gonna
open the
lie.
bologna until you took it off. You couldn't peel the bologna pieces off.
Yeah, there's no way.
You
my
had
nigga.
to- you had to take
I
it
put
off.
bolognese, my dumbass.
You had to take that little red thing that go around.
Around
Yes,
you had
man.
to
The
take
red
it off.
string.
You could not.
That shit, bro. This. You did
had
not.
to
You did not take that off.
You could not get to another piece without taking that off.
You ate that shit.
Yes.
Okay,
you're sick.
That's not a part of the
sick.
bologna.
No.
So when you had it like
this
that,
side of
did you
bologna
cut
tastes
it
a
or
little.
did you pull it apart?
I pulled my shit apart.
You pulled it apart, but you had to take the red string off.
The red string off, yeah.
Nah,
So you put it apart with the red string on it.
With the red string on it.
You ate wax.
Yeah,
that's wax. That's wax. It's literally wax.
I'm alive.
Fair to say.
You're alive. That's all that matters.
Fair to say your stomach probably fucked up.
But that's the same thing on the hot sausage though.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
So what is that?
Not wax.
Hot sauce is not wax.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what it is, but it ain't wax.
Yeah, no,
That clearly said it was wax.
Niggas was definitely burnt out for eating hot sauces back then. I ain't
gonna lie.
Cheetos.
No, I got my struggle meal. Playing Little League football, hot sausage, pickle eggs. Hot sausage, pickle egg, and salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips. Stop it.
What they call it? Gulag. That was my struggle meal.
Oh hell.
They call it gulag.
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Do y'all still eat some of them shits to this day?
If I see an ice cream truck,
for sure.
if an ice cream truck pass by me, I'm getting a hot sausage, pickle egg, and salt and
You
vinegar
still see
chips.
hot ice cream trucks?
But I live in the hood, bro.
But I haven't seen an ice cream truck in I don't know how long.
I ain't gonna lie, I live in the hood, man. That bitch,
I was over there, it look straight.
my hood looks straight, but it's still the
Fair to
hood.
say, yes.
The ice cream truck come through playing the same song every day.
I know one sound, one band, one sound. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I ain't. But that be, I don't know what song it is. And I be singing the song in my head, but right now I just had a brain fart. I can't remember the song.
Wasn't it a Gucci Studio channel?
No, it's not that one no more.
No?
Y'all ice cream trucks
used to play that.
had music playing?
Yeah.
It wasn't music, but it was.
My shit was a little.
It was instrumental.
Yes, bro.
Damn, what? Damn,
And it literally repeats.
ice cream trucks played that?
Yes, bro. Come on, bro.
Oh, you wasn't hip.
I guess not.
That was just seen it. He just ran to it. He ain't even listen to the music.
Music.
I hear it coming.
Hold on.
I hear it from afar. I'm sitting on outside waiting for that bitch to turn on my street. Turn on my street is go.
What was your favorite ice cream for the ice cream truck? My favorite thing to get.
Oh, the Spider-Man.
I say SpongeBob or ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich or strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake.
The Strudel with the
bubblegum. Now
I ain't gonna let that boat. When you first bite it, that is the hardest bite of your life. Cause that bit is frozen solid.
Yoga too.
I ain't gonna lie. It depends. It depends for me. Cause like I said, I get the gulag, hot sausage, pickle egg, salt and vinegar chips.
And all that would be like $1,
$2,
bro. Stomach.
No, it ain't gonna be $2. Yo, stomach definitely. Nah, not even. Some of it was not talk. But that's why they used to eat before every Little League football game. That's how I used to be told when I got home. but it wasn't gonna be told before I played the game.
Did y'all run track in high school?
I attempted to.
No.
I attempted to. I ran one meet, and I ran against everybody on my lineup. Everybody I lined up with went for state.
Damn.
They went for state. I won. I beat them the first 50 meters.
Oh.
I ran 100. I'm talking about like that's when I realized I was quick and not fast.
Okay.
Oh, you touching on something. Hey man, shout out to the Mi Campo. Shout out to Mi Campo, man.
I was quick
doing it, man. What's up, man? Y'all catch up.
I don't even know.
I ain't checking this, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You might as well. Do it for the pod.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, for the lunch table. It's like chugging milk at the lunch table.
I cheers with y'all then.
When y'all was at the lunch table, did y'all have like that one weird nigga that just throw anything in the milk?
Yeah, that shit used to blow me. Like just mixing cookies. No, cookies are straight, but like mixing a bunch of like different like shit and like just doing all that weird shit, juice with milk with fucking food and all that extra shit, bro. That shit used to bother me. I'm like, come on, my nigga, like why you gotta do all that extra shit? Them kids was probably slow.
Probably. And you had that one homeboy asking if you want that or you gonna eat that?
Yeah. Short bus kids. Oh, you talking the homeboy that's always begging. The begging homeboy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Crazy. You want your cornbread ass homeboy. Nah, niggas definitely had the homeboy.
I'm gonna say like y'all. I'm gonna say y'all 11th grade senior year. Y'all had Papa John's at your school?
Hell no. What the fuck? Papa John's?
We had Burger King, but it wasn't Burger King.
Y'all had restaurants at y'all fucking school?
They had Burger King stickers on it, but it was
at the school.
Yeah.
Bro, why does everybody keep calling me and I don't even know half these fucking numbers? Stop calling me.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. We had Papa John's.
That's dope.
Nigga, I ain't had no fucking fast food restaurant at my school.
We had Papa John's, and I'm telling you now, it didn't count under the little lunch discount thing you get from like I forgot what it's called. The little lunch special thing you get.
What? Free lunch?
Yeah, it ain't come with free lunch. You have to pay for that. But I ain't gonna lie.
What? $2 a slice?
$2 a slice. Boy, I was smashing full slices of pizza and wings. Because I was playing football, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I was grubbing. I was like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was fat. That's what got my appetite so big. I smashed a full slice of pizza and a full 6-piece wings.
Damn.
Smashing it.
At 11 a.m.
Nah, Nova started at 9:30, so we had lunch at like 12:30.
See, yeah, y'all shit different out here because y'all can go to school with the like with the colleges and shit. In Tampa, we don't got no shit like that unless it's dual enrollment. Mm-hmm. Like down here, y'all got like what FIU high school and shit.
FAU high school.
No, FIU.
FIU don't got on high school.
What? Yeah, they do. Neil went there.
Neil went to FIU high.
Neil went to not high, but like he went to FIU. You know where it was a high school program.
I know FAU do it. I don't know about
FAU got a FAU high.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like FIU, like where he took classes at FIU like after school. They got a campus at NMB.
If it's dual enrollment,
the one at NMB. That's a
you talking about Mass? That's
Mass. That's not
no.
That's a high school.
That's a high school.
That's a high
so
school.
it's
FAU,
not
right?
FIU though.
It's not. No.
That's a high school.
FAU had literally a FAU
See,
high.
Y'all shit confusing down here. We ain't got no shit like that in Tampa, bro. Real shit. Y'all shit so confusing, my nigga. Alright, so man, I got another question for y'all. Do y'all believe in having joint accounts in a relationship or marriage?
Ooh, let me put my cup down for this one. Yes. Oh, you wanna go first?
You go first as you started. You go ahead and then go on to you.
I say yes, joint accounts. You got a saving for the kids, a bills account, a travel account, on top of your own savings and my own savings / checking. Your own savings / checking, my own savings / checking. So whatever you get paid is your business. As long as these bills get paid, we always put this certain amount in the savings and always donate. Now I'm gonna say donate because vacation is like a privilege. We donate whatever we want to towards vacation.
I don't think it. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Me personally, I agree. I say the same thing. Like, you know, I think it should. I believe in joint accounts. Joint accounts should definitely go. You should have one joint account for the bills, strictly bills only, and another joint account for your kids. You know, then you just have your own separate accounts for personal spendings, budgets, or whatever you want to do with your money. Like, that's you. You know, you want to go get your nails done right here. Go ahead, baby. Do what you want to do. You want to go out. You want to buy a new pair of sneakers. That's your personal budget to do that. You know, so I do believe in joint accounts. When I was younger, I was like, no, never. I make my money, you make your money, that's that. But biblically reference, you know, a biblical reference, once you marry, you're known as one. One flesh, you know, so yeah, I definitely believe in joint accounts.
I don't believe in joint accounts.
Ooh, don't believe in joint accounts? Why?
I feel like unless like we have a house in our name or like y'all saying bills, but unless the bills in both of our names, one person is paying that. Like that's one person liable.
Married or not?
What you mean?
If you married, you don't believe in joint accounts?
Even if you like, okay, yeah, like you just said, if you're married, do you believe in joint accounts? Or if you know, if y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend, do you believe in joint accounts?
So married, I feel like I'm not opposed to it, but that's not something that like I would.
Your spouse supposed to you today and be like, babe, we got to do this together.
Say why?
Why would you question it?
Yeah, you. Yeah, that's
why would you question it though?
Yeah, I think
y'all already married, so
I'm not saying like I'm not. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but for me, I feel like if I'm like paying the mortgage or whatever, I just pay the mortgage out of my account.
But see, when you have a joint account, you know what's coming out of it at all times.
Everything.
You know what she's spending. You know what you spending. You know what's coming out of it at all times.
That also goes into who you marrying and if you trust them financially, because you also got to understand when you marry somebody, you take in all their stuff. Like you are one, so I take her debt. If she's a bad person in debt, I'm taking that in. Right. If she has loan debt, I'm taking that in. Credit card debt, I'm taking that. That's all combined.
I disagree.
That's true. Because
at the end of the day, even though you are married, that debt is still under. Let's say her name is Sasha. It's under Sasha's name. The debt, just because y'all get married, does not come under your name.
No, what he's saying is like it's not physically coming under his name, but since they're marrying, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Since they're marrying, they're joined as one. Like how we just said, it's one flesh. So whatever she brought into the marriage is what he has to take on by giving her his last name.
Correct.
Giving her a ring, right or wrong.
Right.
But with that being said, that's when y'all had that conversation of, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people don't have this conversation. But financial conversations need to be had. Okay, cool, we about to get invested in each other. What kind of debt you got going on? What all you got to pay off? A lot of people don't ask those kind of questions. Like, us three right now, we're not finna meet no girl right now. Like, oh, what debt you got going on? We never asked that question.
So what we talking about though? We talking about like if you're married or if you're.
So if you're married, okay.
Right now you're not gonna ask a girl what her bank account looks like and stuff like that. If you don't have no intentions on marrying the person. You feel me?
Yeah. If you feel like you okay, if y'all married, if you're married to your spouse, and she has debt coming with her, you already know about this debt. Y'all had this conversation. Hopefully y'all had this conversation about this.
I was about to say, that's not necessarily always true because, it's some shit that where maybe they just don't feel comfortable sharing with you in that moment. So it's like, oh, damn, if I share this with him or if I share this with him, I feel like I'm oversharing. Or, like, I feel like I possibly could be judged, Like, what if a girl comes to you and be like, oh, look, babe, I'm $70,000 in debt, $100,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like, oh, hold on, what the fuck? Like,
and I'm gonna say it straight up. I'm gonna be, oh, yo, what?
So you're judging off the bat.
I'm not judging. Why is this? No. I'm gonna say, hold on. Let's talk about this. Why are you $100,000 in debt?
Right.
Let's talk about it. If you didn't
what did she say? Okay, I just don't have an answer for you.
No, because you gotta have an answer. You gotta have an answer.
Well,
you can't have $100,000 in debt.
That's a red flag.
You didn't pay bills. You didn't do this. You didn't do that.
You didn't try to repay the bills.
Okay, what did she tell you all the wrong? Like I didn't do all that. I didn't do it.
Oh, bro, we ain't gonna be together. Straight up.
I'm married. No. So okay, see, look, y'all talking about pre-marriage.
Yes.
Pre-marriage. The question is, we're talking about if married, do you believe in joint accounts?
Yes, but we're not having a joint. So first of all, we're not getting married. We're not getting into marriage until your debt is paid off.
That's green.
That's not green. That's not green.
I don't think that's not realistic. That's not realistic.
That is realistic. No, because you're not gonna come to me $100,000 in debt and then tell us we finna get married.
Okay, so you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but are you in debt right now?
Yeah.
A girl comes to you tomorrow, the girl of your dreams, the girl that you always been looking for.
Okay.
She say, oh no, nigga, I ain't marrying you until you pay your debt off.
And I'm gonna respect that. I will respect that because that's the same way I'm coming.
You do know, like, America is the land of debt.
Oh no. Yes.
America's debt in general.
But I'm going
the country itself.
I'm going based off of what Vaughn said. $100,000 in debt is crazy.
I don't think you could judge them off that.
I'm not, bro. That's what I gotta ask questions.
Let's say she's $100,000 in debt, but she went to medical school.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna say it depends. No, that's what I was about to say. Before you even said that, I was gonna say it depends on what the debt is. If you in debt based off of not paying bills, not doing your monthly payments and this, that, and the third, that's a different story than you being in debt based off of your education.
Okay, so what if she didn't want to pay the monthly bills until she finished her education? Because she knew she could afford it after.
So what would that bill be? So that's my question. If you're not, if you don't pay your loans until you're done with school, they're not going to charge you for your loans until you're done with school. So that's different than having.
No, that's not true because you got some for some cases. You got people who are in school or graduated from school, go back to school. And they're still in debt. And it's like you're getting charged monthly paying that first debt, that initial debt off until you're finished. it's just going to keep tallying up, keep tallying up, keep tallying up. Even though you're paying this little bits and pieces from this one school, you go out to another school for medical school. That's another day you're putting yourself.
So everything is school related. So if it's all school related, that's different than you sitting here swiping a credit card.
Okay, so yeah, you gotta rephrase that thing. You gotta.
That's why
you gotta say if your partner is in debt for a probable cause, it's fine. But if she's in debt just for her not paying shit, or just poor money management and just not handling her candle, then it's like, all right, I can't see myself being with you.
Yeah, for sure. If you
pay it off, but it's like I don't think that you could necessarily base a relationship off that by, oh yeah, I'm not gonna marry you, or I don't want to be with you until you officially pay it off. Because what if it takes her 20 plus years to pay it off? You gonna stay with her in a relationship for 20 years until she pays that off?
So now I got a question for you, based on what you just asked.
Hold on, wait, you gotta answer the question.
I'm not gonna be with her. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
And some people never pay their debt.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand that, and I understand that, but it's a difference between, like y'all said, if it's school related, and then you just swiping the credit card. If you just swiping the credit card endlessly to where you gotta pay the debt out, if you be like, hey, F it, I ain't finna pay this debt, you financially irresponsible. That's irresponsible.
So you don't think you, as a partner, as a husband, as a friend, who is potentially financially more responsible than this person, you don't think that you could correct that or guide her and educate her on how to be financially responsible and how to manage her money properly?
So this is what,
as a husband and as a spouse, you're supposed to lead. So you don't think that you could do those type of things to guide this person to do better, or manage, like with the joint account, you manage both of your incomes coming in, knowing that this person slacks here to where it's like, okay, no, you can't do this no more. Like, put a lock on there, or give her own personal account. Like, look, this is what you spend that on. Once that's out, that ran out, that's out. The rest of the stuff is going to our kids and going to our bills. The things that we want to set ourselves up for the long run. This is setting us up for the long run, versus you just spending irrationally because you just want to, or because you can't properly control yourself.
That's why I like with that I'm gonna say that's why that conversation need to be had. Why are you in debt? If you have, and I'm not even gonna go to the extreme. If you have $50,000 in debt, why are you in debt? If it's school, cool. That's a whole different aspect, because school, if you're still in school, I'm not gonna say cool, but if you're still in school, you're still pursuing that education, that debt is always gonna build. It's gonna keep building no matter what. If you choose not to pay it, that's the one thing.
She says, I'm in school, I got debt from school, and I failed to pay a few of my credit cards. Because I was in school, I wasn't working. Or, yeah, because I was in school, I wasn't working.
Okay. Like I said, school is the only exception for me, personally, because you gotta eat, you gotta live, you gotta do all these things that's necessary for you to go to school. You're not gonna go to school and just, I'm gonna eat, sleep, and breathe school. You gotta eat, you gotta put gas in your car, you gotta travel, not travel, like out of state and all that stuff. But, and that's why I say I'm not gonna go to the extent that you said $100,000. But if you $50,000 in debt, and it's school, you're not paying credit cards. Okay, why you ain't paying credit cards? Oh, I ain't paying my credit cards till I'm in school. All right, cool. That's one thing. But if you just ain't pay your credit cards because you didn't want to, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame. Like, let's say you did work.
I still disagree with you, only because I don't think you can necessarily judge somebody over that. Just because they slack here in this area, that doesn't depict them as a person. If they're slacking here and you know that you're better in that field, that's on you to pick that up and help them become a better person. It's not on you to put them down even more and judge them by saying, okay, like, you suck here, you're just terrible, you're never gonna get out of that, I don't want to help you. you know it, especially if you know that you're better in this area than your partner, you should be like, damn, like we said earlier, y'all are one. Once y'all start dating, relationship, marriage, or whatever, you're one flesh. So you should want to try to help her out of that situation, help her get out of that debt. Especially as a man, you should want to help your spouse get out of that debt.
You want to be a leader.
You feel me? You don't want her to just sit here and just drowning in, and it's like that's like punishment in a sense. You punishing her, you watching her struggle and watching her go through this debt alone, and you just like, oh yeah, fuck it, it is what it is. Like I don't want to help you, like you gonna have to figure that shit out. I figured that shit out on my own when I was growing up. You gonna have to do the same.
So now my question to you about that, let's say you have a spouse. I don't even go to that extent. I'm gonna say $10,000 in debt. You not in debt. Are you gonna help her pay that debt?
Yeah.
And this is not your wife. You gonna help her pay?
Oh wait.
No. Because you're not.
No.
Because again, that debt.
If it's not my wife, no, I'm not.
But this is debt that's been there since she was someone you met. This is debt that's been there since.
How long have we been together?
Let me get to it. This is debt that's been there since you met her, right? I'm gonna say $10,000. I'm not even going to the extreme. $5,000 in debt. She's $5,000 in debt, school related, didn't pay no bills, whatever. She didn't even pay $5,000 in debt. You got $5,000 saved up. This is not your wife. This is someone you're interested in. She tell you while y'all chopping it up, hey, listen, like, you feel me? Like, I don't work, I'm $5,000 in debt. Are you going to still pursue a marriage with her? Or are you going to sit there and cut it? Like, I'm not going to say cut it. I'm not going to say cut it. Let me not go to the extreme and say cut it. Are you going to keep her at a distance until she...
How long have we been with each other?
You're not with each other yet.
What are you talking about then?
No. So what I'm saying is, y'all having that conversation. You just met this girl. I'm gonna say a month ago, right?
Why the hell would I be considering
No.
paying the girl I just met a month ago's debt?
You met a girl a month ago. You already considering dating her, right? Let's say she's great, all aspects, everything else, perfect, 10 out of 10. You considering dating her, right? Before you start dating her, she come and tell you, yeah, bro, like I'm $5,000 in debt.
The answer is no.
So you're not gonna date her from that?
No, I only know you for a month. I don't know you that
So let's say okay, let me kind of backtrack right now. How long would it take you to date somebody? Just that, I'm gonna leave it at that. How long would it take you to date somebody? If you just meet her today, how long would it take you to really date them?
I guess I'm having trouble understanding your question.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me kind of put it like this. If you meet a girl today, right, and everything's smooth, everything going well, everything good, you feel me, you getting to know her, this, that, and the third, how long would it take you to be like, all right, you know what, let me make her my girlfriend? I'm not gonna say marriage. I'm not gonna go to the extent of marriage.
I feel like it all depends on like the vibes and like how we rock with each other. If it's
the quickest,
if it's smooth, of course, 2 to 3 months.
2-3 months.
2-3 months.
That's the quickest.
Yeah,
the quickest 2-3 months. All right,
30
2-3 months.
Is not enough time.
So let's say 2-3 months, right? The quickest 2-3 months. Okay, let's backtrack even more than that. Before you even get to that 2-3 months, let's say she tell you a month in, she's $7,000 in debt. How long would it take you to date her then?
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So the debt doesn't matter.
No, that doesn't matter because what are you doing to get out of the debt? That doesn't matter to me. It's like I can't judge you based off your financial reasons. If you're like if you just again. Keep saying this. If you struggle in this, and I know you struggle in this, my job as a man or as your man, your husband, boyfriend, partner, whatever the case may be, my job is to help you get out of this situation. I'm not just gonna sit here and let you drown in it, and then I'm also not gonna judge you because you're in debt. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what you got. I don't know what you did to get in the position you're at now. So what are you doing to get out of this position? How can I help you get out get out of this debt. You know, I don't want to see you just suffering this shit, especially if I'm considering you my girlfriend. I don't want to see you suffering this. Once I'm dating, you know, and once you're my girlfriend, I'm potentially considering you a wife as well. I'm not just viewing you as a girlfriend. You know, I'm looking past this. I'm looking at the 5-10 years down the line from now. I'm not just viewing you as, okay, like, yeah, I rock with her a month or two, you know, and after this month or two, I don't know if I really see myself marrying this person. Like, I don't see that. You know, once I consider you my girlfriend, and once I take on that role and accept you as a girlfriend, I take on that role to be a boyfriend. I'm preparing myself and also preparing our relationship on me to be a husband. How to lead, how to nurture you, how to cater to you.
Correct.
How to be the man of the house. You know, I want my spouse to cater to me. You know, be there for me whenever. Be a best friend. Be a best friend in a sense. It's like I feel like that would be the time to practice all that. But for me to sit here and just judge her because she's $7,000 in debt and like I feel like that's not right of me. That's not right of me, bro. That's not righteous because that's just not it, dog.
And that's why I kind of want to ask this question because it's like, of course you don't want to judge her based off of her debt, but it's more so based on how she's, I'm not gonna say pursuing, but acknowledging this debt. If she know she can address the debt previously before y'all start dating, why didn't she? You know, that's what I said. But
then again, though, that all falls back. Like you never know what people go through. Like what if she lost her job mid-year and then she's just struggling to find another job on some shit.
For sure.
You know, like jobs just don't come like this. We all been there and we're waiting on the process. You know, we're waiting on the process to be complete. Waiting on the job to call back or whatever. You know, and we're just waiting around. Like what if she went through that or whatever? You never know what she went through to get to that point, to get to that debt. So I say all that to say, again, you can't judge somebody based off of what they're going through.
Okay, so let me be the devil's advocate right now. Let's say she make enough money to pay off that debt, and she just hasn't. So then
again, what is her reasoning and what is her logic behind that? Like,
what she say? She just didn't want to pay it.
If she just didn't want to pay it, then you know, like, hey, we don't have to change that. Like, let's figure this out.
So you're gonna take that? I'm not gonna say that role, but you're gonna take that responsibility to teach her to. Let's change that. But what if she don't want to? What if she say?
And that's a personal thing. If you don't want to change that after people are trying to help you or trying to guide you or whatever, if you don't see no problem with that, then I don't see no problem with me leaving you. Okay. I don't see no problem with me. I don't need to be with you. I don't need to be with you. I wouldn't even take that on as a man. You know, to be in a relationship with them. So, you know, like I just don't.
Yeah, it's not like she's stubborn. So why would I try to commit myself to someone who's stubborn?
Right.
It's not a question for both of y'all.
It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Come on, man. Like,
it's not a question for both of y'all now. When it comes to pursuing a woman, I'm not gonna say intimately, but pursuing a woman to potentially make her your wife, right? If you see that she's lacking, I'm not gonna say lacking. I'm not gonna say that. I feel like that's a negative input, a connotation, and everything. If you see that she's not aware of the damage she's doing to herself, not saying you have to take that responsibility, not saying none of that. Like, she's of age to know that the damage she's doing is doing damage. So when it comes to pursuing a woman and you realize that she's doing damage to herself, would you still pursue her romantically, or would you try and come in as, I don't want to say a father figure, but a male figure to try and guide her?
I say a little both. You know, that's what it all comes with. You gotta come romantically. You still gotta come as a leader. That's what it takes to be a man. It isn't just. It's not just like one day I'm gonna try to lead you, and then the next I'm gonna try to show you love, and then after that it's just nothing else. You know, like your job and your role in that is to make sure she's right. Make sure your woman feels secure. She feels safe. You know, she feels protected around you. You know, she feels that she could come to you with anything. You know, I feel like that's what makes the bond stronger. And that's what makes the relationship stronger. If you just bashing her and just putting her down 24/7, it's like, damn, you gonna beat a person up so fucking much until they explode. And once they explode and she leave you, then it's like, okay, what am I? You know, now I'm stuck here by myself. So I just say that to say it's just like, again, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. And it's just not good to judge people and bash people, dog.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I'll probably say both for me too. Like I feel like with me, I'm the type of person like if I care about you for real, I'm gonna make sure you under my wing. You feel me? So everything I learn, you gonna get tossed it the same way. So I feel like it also goes on her too. Like she has to be willing to change or understand what she's doing may not be right. So if she could be open-minded, I could be teaching, if that makes sense. But I could also be open-minded to her teachings too. It go both ways. You feel me?
For sure.
So I feel like that's just really what a relationship comes down to: us changing our ways and not being stubborn and learning from the other person.
Right.
And I
agree.
I understand and I respect that. That's why I wanted to ask. I wanted to hear your input on it.
If your wife makes more than you, is it a problem?
No, it's not a problem. When I say provide financially, I mean not the whole thing, but at least do your part. You feel me?
So okay, let's say your wife makes more than you. She's touching 250. You touching what you touching?
70-50.
70-50.
Yeah.
She like, listen, I'm gonna take care of the bills. I'm gonna pay this. I'm gonna pay that. I'm gonna pay the car note, whatever.
That's cool. I can make chicken tenders for the kids.
You feel some type of way about that? So you say you're gonna make the chicken tenders for the kids. So you willing to switch roles in that situation?
If I'm in a relationship that I feel like is good for me, I'm willing to compromise what's better for the both of us, honestly. So if she making more money than me and she doing this, she doing that, as long as it don't come with no like disrespect or disregard, you feel me? We good. Like,
so what draws the line?
Drawing the line, I'll probably say it's like bashing. You feel me? Like if you making more than me, don't. We both know that.
Right.
You ain't gotta put that out
She
there.
come to you today and be like, shit, I bought all this shit. I bought this table, I bought this couch, I bought the TV, all this shit. Everything mine.
I promise you, I'll never sit on that couch again.
Yeah,
I never touch none of that shit again, boy.
That's petty, cause I not even petty. It's petty, but nigga, I'll go to the extreme. I'll sit right there on that motherfucking couch, make me a play, and relax. I buy shit so. Yeah, man, I'm comfy on this motherfucker. Yeah, it's our shit, nigga. What are you talking about? It's our shit.
Especially if you married. That's
I'm comfy. It's our shit. You feel me? Like, hell no, I wouldn't get no fucks. I wouldn't care. It is what it is.
If we talking on the terms of marriage, there's no, even if my wife make more than me, if you sit here and try and throw, oh, this is my couch, this, that, and the third, you don't respect me.
Facts.
That's all it boils down to. You don't respect me. As a man, even if my wife make more than me, my wife will make $150,000 more than me. You feel me?
Shut up and listen.
Me as a man, I got a family. Straight up. If you don't come to me, I don't care if you make the most money. Let me see where the money going.
So
let me see where it's going.
Okay, if you want to see where the money going, doesn't that fall back to having joint accounts?
Oh, for sure. Like I said, I will have joint accounts. But like I said, if let's say my wife makes the most money, and let's say we don't have a joint account, if she want to sign a check to pay this bill, if there's a check going to this bill, let me sign it. Let me be included into this, even if you make the most money.
So you want to be involved. You want to be included. Just that sounds like an ego thing.
It's not even an ego thing. It's like a respect thing for me. For me, I feel like it's a respect thing because you're the man of the house. Everything, like even though she's the breadwinner, you're still the man of the house. Like at the end of the day, you're her husband. I'm not gonna try and take it too biblical right now, but at the end of the day, the wife is supposed to submit to her husband. Not saying she's supposed to give everything to her husband. Not saying her husband rules and run everything. At the end of the day, she's the breadwinner. What does
submission mean to you?
Submission mean to me? You respect my opinion. That's all it is. Straight like that. You respect my voice. You respect my opinion. You respect my thoughts. You respect anything I have to say about something. Again, I might not be right about everything. I'm not finna sit here and be like, oh, I'm the man, I'm right, this is my way or no way. I'm not that type of man. But at the end of the day, submission to me, you come to me before any major decision. If it's like something slide, oh, you want to buy these heels, go ahead and buy them. But at the end of the day, submission to me, Joseph, you feel me, is you including me in any major decisions regarding our future and our present.
So you saying even though she has all the funding, you want the final say so?
It's not the final say so. I just want to be included in it. That's all I'm saying.
I was gonna say, like, based on what you said, that seemed like you want the final say so.
It's not the final say so.
It sounded like more so like an ego thing, like I was saying earlier. You know, it's just like a pride. You know, like you feel like she's testing your pride to where it's like, oh, I gotta sign this check, or like I gotta know what the fuck you doing. Cause what if she just make a boss move, don't come by you, don't console you or whatever, and she buys you a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Truck $250,000. You got $500 in the bank.
When it comes to stuff like that, gifts, I'm not. When it comes to like gifts like that, I'm not trying to. You feel me? Be involved in all of that. So at the end of the day,
we gonna use the same example.
Okay.
$500 in the bank. She got $250,000. She give that shit to her pops.
Okay. Are we signing a check? I'm gonna be like, okay, no. This is my thing. No. This is what I'm saying. All right. This is why I asked, are we signing a check? Let's say we sign a check to Pops, right? We sign a check to Pops for $250,000. Again, you tell me, hey, babe, I want to get my Pops $250,000 because this, that, and the third. All right, cool. Like I said, I'm not in control of our funds. I just want, as a man, I want to be involved in what's going on. I don't want you to go behind my back. We got $500,000 in the bank. Again, you the breadwinner. Let's say I contributed only $50,000 to the $500,000. You feel me? And let's say you get a whole $500,000 to Pops. Oh, I get a whole $500,000 to Pops to this, that, and the third. Cool. That's all I'm saying. It's cool. Like I just want to be involved. That's what I say. I'm not in control. Mm-hmm. Just involved. Not pride. Like, oh, it has to go through me. No, like just because again. Not trying to get too biblical. The man, Adam and Eve. Again, not trying to get too biblical. Adam and Eve. God told Adam the rules. He didn't tell Eve the rules. He just brought Eve into the picture. This, that, and the third. Adam supposed to make sure these rules are implemented. So when it came to it, when Eve didn't abide by these rules, God didn't go to Eve. Who she went to? I mean, who did he go to? He went to Adam. So it's like, again, I'm not saying I'm in control of everything, but as the man, I want to be a part of what's going on.
Let me ask you a question though. You don't feel like that the position you're asking for, you don't feel like it's making it harder because, not saying you don't have the resources, but you know, money, I'm not gonna say it's the forefront, but money runs the world in a way. You feel me?
Money definitely.
So if you don't have the power, how would you be able to take that position?
But at the end of the day, because when it comes to me, like again, everybody has these different views on it. Excuse me. When it comes to marriage, we're married. We're talking about a married couple right now, right? You can be the breadwinner. I'm not finna try you. I'm not finna side you. We're a couple. At the end of the day, we're still married. Mm-hmm. You could be the breadwinner. You could do this, that, and the third with your money. At the end of the day, like all I ask, it's not even said. It's to be a part of what's going on. Like I said, I'm not saying, oh, I have to be a part, but I would ask, like, okay, like, cool, like, you feel me, like, it'll bother me as a man. Like, let's say your wife do this, that, and the third with your money, right? Y'all money. Mm-hmm. Y'all have a joint account, and at the end of the day, she spent her money on this, that, and the third, and she don't tell you. You'll feel a type of way.
Yeah.
Even though it's mostly her money, at the end of the day, she'll feel a type of way.
Okay, so before I peeled off, I heard you say that money is basically like the forefront of this world, right? That we live in, right?
Correct.
What does money mean to you in a relationship?
Money's not everything.
It's not everything. I feel like money to me in a relationship. That's a great question. I don't even know if I can answer that. Go ahead, Joe.
I feel like I could touch on it a little bit. What does money mean to me in a relationship? Money is required. Money covers the bills, the requirements for the relationship to be stable, the relationship to keep going at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, bills got to be paid. We got other finances, like if we want to do this, that, and the third. Like let's say, I'm not really gonna include. I'm gonna put the car maintenance and all that stuff under bills. Bills got to be paid. Me personally, I feel like vacations is necessary in a relationship because you don't want to eat, sleep, and breathe work. You don't want to eat, sleep, and breathe being home. You feel me? That's just my input on it. But like I said, money is important to that because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm gonna keep preaching. The breadwinner doesn't matter to me personally. If you make more money, I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna be like, this is your money. You can do what you want. But at the end of the day, we got married. I'm talking about as a marriage, as a married couple. You feel me? If we're just dating, hey, I got no say so on what you want to do with your money. You can make freaking double what I make. I got no say so on what you want to do. But once we get married, that's why I'm not asking to be in control. I'm not asking to have the final say. I just want to be included in what we are spending. Like you said, like we said, it's one flesh once we get married. So it's not no one flesh and then, but it's my finances, your finances. This is one flesh. This is our finances. Again, I'm not in control, but I do want to at least be involved in what we have going on.
I get what you're saying. You don't want to talk, but you just want to see at the end.
Like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna say, oh no, we shouldn't say your dad. If we only have let's say we only got $50,000 saved up, your dad need a $50,000 surgery done. Cool.
You just saying cool, like
cool, like, like cool, like I ain't tripping about it. Like I said, it's cool. Like he say, oh my dad need a $50,000 surgery, bro. Like, all right, cool. Like, all right, he need a surgery for this and the third. All right, cool. Like you feel me? At the end of the day, like you respect me enough to talk to me about it. You respect me enough to come to me about it. You're not finna just send $50,000, even though let's say out of the $50,000, I only contributed $2,000. This is still our money. Our money. At the end of the day.
That's true. 48 is hers.
48 is hers, but it's still our money because, again, one flesh. At the end of the day, again, that's the real difficult part about when it comes to marriage because a lot of people have too much pride.
Facts. I feel like that's what it is for real.
That's what it all falls down to, bro. Just pride and ego, bro. Pride and ego,
and that comes on both parts because a lot of people don't expect it, but a woman can have a lot of pride because of how would you feel as a man if a woman come to you and be like, oh, you only contributed $2,000, I could pay that for you right now. At the end of the day, you gonna feel a type of way. You gonna be like, dang, bro, like you ain't even have to say that. Like that's gonna hurt. Like I'm your husband. Like you just gonna kick me while I'm down like that. Like it's not my fault I took the same career path as you. Let's say she a neurosurgeon. Your girl making bread.
Facts.
No matter what job we get right now, we not making neurosurgeon money. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like when she come, she a neurosurgeon. Boom, she making dumb bread. She done did 4 surgeries. Boy, y'all good for the next 2 years. Off of 4 surgeries in 1 week. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, you can't control what the career path your spouse chooses. If she's a breadwinner, she's the breadwinner. If you're the breadwinner, you're the breadwinner. It all comes down to respect. That's why I say I'm not asking to be in control. I'm not asking to have a final say. I just want to be involved. That's all. That's why I say as a man, you should respect me enough to be involved. Not in control. Not no pride. It's not about pride. It's two of us. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's two of us.
Facts. Okay, man. So, as a man, thank y'all for tuning into this episode, man. Shout out to my dog, Mike, man. Shout out to my boy, Baby Joe, man. This was a great episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope y'all stay tuned for more. But we're coming back. We're coming with bigger and better. Don't worry about nothing. It's only 4 motions from here on out.
You know it.
And yeah, man, this is episode 14. Catch
Yes,
y'all
sir.
next one. We gone.
It's shit like Simon says, when I say go, my glitz be doing the most. Whatever you catch, I'm toting the handshake cool, but I leave your shit on the floor. Smoke, no dope, no choke, nothing nigga down.